Hello ma'am, my name is Dhaval Pandav. I am from collegedurna.com. A very warm welcome to our interview series which is called Thoughts on Education, where we interview with the various dignitaries such as owners, VCs, principals, HODs and teachers. So today we have Dr. Nandita Mishra, CIMR Director. So over to you ma'am.
Hi Dhaval, it's a pleasure talking to College Dunia today. And I'm sure the kind of work College Dunia has been doing in the sphere of education, academics, especially business management, this is helpful to many students, especially there are students who take admission at Chetna's Institute of Management and Research.
Can you give us your introduction ma'am?
I have spent around 30 years in academics, in education, and it becomes very difficult to introduce or to let everyone know exactly how has been the transition of my academic journey. You started with, teaching in colleges and universities in India, and then in 2000 we went abroad. There I worked under the University of Missouri Rolla. I was in Oman, Muscat, in Mazoon College for Management and Applied Science, and there I was teaching economics, though it was a management institute. And it happened one day, my dean said that you can't be teaching only economics, you have to teach some courses related to management. And then I started teaching courses that were related to management. And that is how my, you can say, adventure or my journey into management education started from 2000. And it has been like that for the last 26 years, which I'm enjoying. Then again back to Mumbai, and there it is always known that if it is Mumbai, it is Chetna's. And I have been with Chetna's in this academic journey.
Wonderful ma'am, wonderful. It was nice knowing about you and your experience ma'am. So my first question is, you have held key position at Education Institute throughout your professional career. So
Yes,
what keeps
yeah.
you connected with the education sector ma'am? And what was your motivation to be connected?
See, I like some people, what I have seen is they might choose because it just happened by accident. But teaching did not happen to me by accident. This is something which I had nurtured when I was in school. I always wanted to become a teacher. Then when I went to the college, I wanted to become a professor. And then when I then realized that perhaps this is one, profession where you reap a fresh harvest every year. And that is what has made me connect with so many down the years, because every year I meet a fresh student, I meet a fresh challenge, whether this challenge is from the industry or from the education or the changes that are happening in the education sector. So that has kept everything because what I believe that I am a lifelong learner, and I have always believed that excellence is a journey, not a destination. So perhaps in education, that is one thing every year, because I discover something, I read that up, I research on it, then by the time I finish teaching 1 year of students, it changes. So that has helped me keep going. And of course, my love for teaching, my passion for research, connecting, and most importantly, building the youth of the nation has been the passion. And I think there is the best way I can give back to the society.
You already answered my second question, but still I would like to know more about your philosophy of leadership and your leadership style. So being the director of CIMR, what is the philosophy of leadership and how would you describe your leadership style ma'am?
My leadership style has been, it is not for me to describe my leadership style, because there would be other, terms in OB, in HR, which you might call my leadership style. Or some might call me transformative, some might call me some other type of leadership, being democratic, because I'm very open to people's ideas. But I look at it as a very inclusive kind of leadership. Because leadership, what I believe, is not how many followers I have, how many people listen to me. Leadership is how many leaders I build. So my leadership is the number of students, the number of leaders I have built, the number of empowerment, how many faculty members, how many senior people we have empowered here at Chetna's, wherein they can take independent decision. They can question me, ma'am, this is not right, this is the way way it should have been done. And I think that has helped Chetna grow this open field and I have a very open door policy, whether it is a student or the faculty or any staff or anybody's parents. The only thing is that I should not be in my class, in my lecture, because when I'm teaching, nothing should stand between my lecture and my students. And I want to tell you that I teach regular. On an average, I teach at least 14 to 15 hours a week. And I have never let that go because that is my passion. Apart from that, I have an open door policy. People can walk in anytime, call me anytime, and I'm open to people's ideas. So there is no term in determining this leader, but I have always believed that how many more leaders have I created, how many more lives have I made some positive impact, and that is what is leadership for me.
So my next question is, how does the curriculum of CIMR ensure the best practice of industry?
Any student who walks into my cabin, because as I said that we always welcome students, their parents to come and ask, the first thing that they ask is, how do you design your curriculum? So to design my curriculum is not what is given by someone and we sit there and we don't change it for 4 years, 5 years. Our curriculum is completely based on what is the industry requirement. And as I always said that everyone here has a very open mind. The best thing of Chetna, that CIMR, and as a leader, what I feel is, it is not what I do or others, it is what my team makes me. They're so much open to ideas. No one has so if any feedback comes from our alumni, please understand, we are a 30-year-old institute. With that alumni base of minimum 6,000, 7,000, there are alumni pouring in every time with alumni feedback. Ma'am, we should be doing this. Sir, we should be doing that. These are the changes that should come. So they are on our board of studies, on our academic advisory. Plus, we have very senior people coming from the industry who are on our academic advisory and on our board of studies. So these people come and tell us that, okay, this is the feedback and this is what your curriculum should look at. There is going to be a dramatic change, or you can call it a drastic change, like the advent of AI. Now, I cannot make a management institute into an AI institute or a technological institute. But at the same time, I cannot say that my students are learning only management and they have nothing to know about AI. I have to see that how I assimilate, integrate both. Like I have a part of AI, plus I have the basic understandings of this. Now there was a series of MF Chronicles, that is Mutual Fund Chronicles, which was hosted and it was done at Chetna's Institute of Management. Here we had all the who's who, the CEOs of all the mutual fund industry coming and speaking. Before they could have the podcast, they spoke to the students, they addressed the students. So this kind of knowledge has been transferred from the industry to the academia. So our curriculum is completely industry based and it is based on what industry requires. It is not that it keeps on changing in the same semester. It is just because of our autonomy we can just change. And we have a board of studies, we have our academic advisory, it changes. Like digital marketing, when it came, we were the first one to launch it. We had HR analytics, we had the first one to do it. We were ready and everybody was open to that. Finance analytics or any financial model you look at or business analytics that comes in, it is done. And all this is done through a model that we call as experiential learning, because we have labs, finance lab, marketing lab, HR lab, systems and operations lab. All these labs, through these labs, whatever we are testing, the student try it out. And believe me, who benefits? Especially the MSMEs. There are many people who can't go to the consultant, who can't go to any digital marketing expert. So they come to us. So what have our students done? Whatever is required for the industry, they prepare that for these MSME or the small players. So they get a hands-on, and hence our curriculum remains exactly what business and market needs. And that is how it goes on.
Wonderful, ma'am. So what would you like people to know about CIMR they may not know?
Something that people might like to know about CIMR that they don't know. So I can always say, come to CIMR and explore that part, because many of them feel that it is just the second other B school. Of course, it is the second oldest B school in Mumbai, and Chetna's Institute, the PG program started 30 years back. But there is one thing that which many of them, this current generation, they may not know. Their parents might be knowing. The founder of Chetna's Institute of Management and Research was a Sri Madhukar Rao Chaudhary. I never call him late because I always feel that he is there. It is him who is only driving this entire, education, etc. When he was education minister, he had one mantra which says that education for all and employment for all. He always made us feel that without education and without employment, this country, whatever we speak, we are talking about all advancement of technology, but the first two things we'll have to deliver, that is educate everyone, and everybody has a right to education. It is not only the 98-99 percentile of it. There are people below that percentile also. What happens to my mass when I have millions coming into and how I make them employable? I think that is what, and at Chetna's it is so much balanced that we have students from urban area, from rural area, from every part of the country coming in, but this is like a cauldron, like a melting pot, you can say, where people come and they emerge out so successful, and we all of us can see and we soak in the happiness that so many of our students, oh wow, they have made it so great. And I think that is the success of CMI. So I would always welcome people to come to explore and understand and learn at CMI.
Any suggestion you would like to give to the current youth and aspiring students?
To the aspiring students, the only thing that I would like to say is, people are all talking about AI, artificial intelligence. For me, if you ask just now, Dhaval, that what is AI, I would always say for all, and this is applicable to all, be very adaptable and be very innovative. Be acceptable in whatever you are doing. At the same time, be independent. Don't always depend on others. So AI has various, acronyms which you can talk about, which we all can say. But believe in yourself. Dedicate yourself to one cause, and especially don't compromise with your education. You can have fun, you can enjoy life, but education stands it all, because this is the biggest leveler. And as an academician, I have seen how our students year after year, in 30 years, I have seen and built so many lives and careers. I have seen their success. So I don't have success of one or two students, I have success of thousands of students. So believe in education, believe in yourself, and that is Chetna's Institute of Management and Research.
It was pleasure talking to you and interviewing on Thoughts on Education.
The
ma'am.
pleasure
Thank you
is
so
also
much.
mine. Yeah, thank you very much.